So this is how you get real close to lose your drone. One day it was a good weather in my city and I decided to make some footage from the pier which I have here quite close to the place I'm living. And I took my drone outside and there were a lot of people like everywhere. Like once you got some really good weather in winter, everyone crowding around, so there were a lot of people on the pier, so I was really scared to make it safe. And I even decided to turn on the for the safety purposes the beginner's mode, so it will be really restricted and no harsh moves and so on. And I went to the end of the pier and launched my drone from that very end of the pier. And I decided that, okay, take out in the sea so it will be safe because there are a lot of people on the pier itself, so I'll be just kind of out of them. I won't hover above the heads. But once my drone has raised from the departure point, it just immediately started flying into the sea without me touching any controls or anything like that. It just kind of flying away, and I was just kind of watching how my 500 euros are flying into the sea. And I really got a bit kind of confused and scared of it. I tried to control it. In the best case, I managed to make it hovering, but once I released the controls, it just again escaped from me and almost no control on it. I don't know what was
Weird.
happening, to be honest. So the only thing I was kind of thinking, okay, so if it's trying to fly away, let it be at least flying back to the shore instead of the sea. So I jawed it to get it back, so just rotate it back. But I was again scared to put it back
Дурит.
to the pier
Ты
because
бред, сука.
as I didn't have a full control in the drone, basically I had really almost no control in the drone, so I was scared to damage anyone. There was kids and people, so I just turned it around the pier and just flew back itself. So I thought, okay, maybe there's a sand, I will land it in the sand, or maybe in some tree. It's still better than harm anyone. But then on halfway back, actually because of the distance, DJI says, okay, it's too far away, so we might want to maybe want to exit the beginner's mode and control it in the full scale. And I tried to switch it to sport mode. At that mode, actually, it started controlling it a bit better. Well, actually, I gained control back to a bit of extent. So at least it was still trying to escape, but then I was managing it with the flying back. So when I kind of turned the fly back, it was slowly but controllably moving. So that's at that moment I caught the control and redirected it back to the pier at the place where there were less people, but still it was really confusing, and I tried to move around other people so it won't be really kind of damaging anyone. Eventually, I ended up damaging myself, and actually, when I was trying to catch it before it kind of hit any other people, the props hit my fingers, and there were a lot of blood. Eventually, to be honest, never hit your fingers with the props. It's really, really painful, I'll tell you. So you don't need to check this experience one more time after me. But to be honest, it was a kind of stressful, and I kind of when I took it back and I was kind of really kind of impressed what's going on. I don't know what was happening. Later, I turned it back again and just kind of on a flat field where no one around, tried it again, and it was flying kind of peacefully and absolutely controllably. I don't know what was happening. Either some interference with I don't know, some mobile devices or something like that, or maybe because of the kind of crowded place, I turned it on in my hands, and maybe the compass disoriented somehow and decided kind of the horizontal is kind of horizon is not exactly kind of how it should be, but kind of a bit tilted, and that's how it was trying to stabilize it in this position. I don't know what is going on inside of the DJI's kind of controls inside. It's really kind of too much of information there. Usually it behaves extremely nice, but this time it really made me quite worried.